Are many people entrepreneurs because you're waiting out time to get a job? Or a lot of people are entrepreneurs because they actually want to build something? How people respond to contract they've signed is up to them. Are you trying to build an idea you could sell or an idea you could scale?
In this episode, we're joined in the studio by three inspiring young minds, Semilore Omotoye, Tosin Lawrence, and Claret Chukwu, as they dive into a powerful conversation on how to transform passion into a fundable venture.
You have an idea. The only way you test it is to start it. Let people be able to enjoy themselves while they do the job. If you don't create an environment where people can fail and be fine, you're not going to go anywhere. The more control you impose on a group of people, the less the innovation, the less the expansion possibilities, the less a lot of other things.
Hi guys. So I think again we're back to not motivated, and I think one of the things for me that has struck me over time is that we're having a lot of we're in an age in Nigeria where the amount of entrepreneurs springing up are a lot, and I think it's one of the biggest strengths we have in this country. We're big survival oriented people. We like to create our own opportunities and everything. And one thing that has dawned on me is that beyond all this thing, there is now a way, a very careful way that we need to manage as a people. It is the fact that we're basically breeding ideas without creating businesses. And to help us, tackle that, we're starting a series now where we start talking to young entrepreneurs and just to understand and how the struggles and how we can start creating sustainable ventures over time. So with me here in the studio, I have Claret, Semilore, and Tosin. So our aim is we want to start having a very core conversation to understand the challenges they've had, what they and how they build their businesses going forward, what they see in terms of where their optimism is, where their fears are, and all that sort of things. So yeah, guys.
Hello, Mr. Aziz.
My name is Amida. Just call me Amida. I'm fine.
No, like Bon.
But let me give you guys a joke. So me and Claret play football together. So we also do jerseys. And they get
American football.
No football.
No football.
We're supposed to do jerseys. And I gave them my name. I wrote Amida. These guys came and put a bomb on the top of the jersey. And I'm like, in what world? So, but yeah. Good to have you guys around, really.
Okay.
So yeah, how do we start? Do we do ladies first on this?
Ladies first. So
Okay. So Semilore.
Hi everyone. Hi guys. Hi Mr. Vida. Mr.
You
Ebo.
guys have started.
Hi.
Just Amida. Yes.
Okay, so my name is
Doctor.
Semilore Omotoye. I'm a recent graduate from Commodities University. I'm a business owner. I currently own 2 businesses, and I also work as a digital marketer.
Yeah. So where do we go next?
let's go with Tosin first.
Okay.
Hi guys, my name is Tosin Lawrence. I consider myself to be very multifaceted, if you permit me to use that word. I'm an author, first of all.
Nice.
I released my first book this year. It took me about 7 months to write. What's the book about? It's about the struggles I faced whilst I was in school, financial struggles, girl struggles,
That's an important one.
academic, just
Okay.
different things, and how I was able to overcome everything. Now, how did I get into the whole entrepreneurial space? Funny story, actually. When I was in school too, I remember my dad just freshly gave me my monthly allowance, right? And I blew a large percentage of it on new shoes. So I'll say it's been a very, very exciting journey. Upon finishing school, I wouldn't say I was really worried about how life happens for me, because I already know that I'm someone that, number one, I don't know how to give up. Unfortunately, I keep striving for something, and I say so far so good,
That's
So far,
good.
so good, yeah.
Okay. So now you've been running things. So now it's time.
Your turn.
Okay, so my name is Claret Chukwu. And I am a recent graduate, 2023. I don't think that's so long. Of I have a bachelor's honors in accounting and finance. I studied in Nottingham Trent. In Nottingham. Uh, and then there's MNF, and I tend to talk about MNF because ever since I was appointed as part of the administrative team, I feel like I have been able to put a lot of things in place under a certain individual's direction that I'll be able to basically make quality a reference point, right? And that's been my focal point since I joined there. How do I make things better so that once we get to the aspect of profit, like generating revenue, it can be the easiest thing. That's literally what I have been on.
Beautiful thing about what's happening now, because beyond what everyone is doing, is more, there is this focus on trying to build something, you understand? Which I think for me has never been in Nigeria. At least I don't know, at least part of me I grew up in. When you finish school, you carry your degree, you hawk it around, land a job, whatever price, just leave the house. Just when you're leaving the house, you're fine. The rest, okay, we'll figure it out later. So, but what really? When did you start realizing that? Okay, you know what? It's time to. I know you mentioned you had this thing in school where you didn't have money, you were sick, things were. But at what point did you start saying, okay, it's no longer a hustle. It's now, I need to now treat this really seriously. Let me head into it and facing headlong. Now, this time I started.
Okay, so for me, the realization of that came pretty early. I mentioned here once one of your staff was taking a video that I was selling sweets at the age of 13, and I was able to scale it to $1 million revenue. And the way I was able to do that is just the way it started was that I came to school one day and they didn't have some things they usually do in the talk shop. They didn't have Fanta. They didn't have any snacks. Snickers wasn't even there. They started changing it to Ribena and Lucozade Boost. And the next day, I went to go and buy my own snack and just kept it in school. Then that same day, somebody comes up and says, "Claret, please, I beg, give me this Fanta. I'll pay you whatever you want." Then I left him because I didn't give him the Fanta. Then another person comes up and was like, "Claret, I beg, give me Fanta." Another person comes up, I'm like, "Claret, where did you get the Fanta?" So I didn't budge. So the next day, I come with some to share just in case people come. And then the first question I get asked is, "How much are you selling it for?" How much are you selling it for? That's exactly the first question I got. And back then, it was 100 naira that I bought it for. But I don't get change. You could give me 500. So I'm making like times 4. So I now give it to them. I get the money. And I'll give it to a few more people. I get the money. I'm sitting with 10,000 naira mark in my hands as cash. And then when I'm leaving school, my mom comes to pick me up. I go to the store with all the money I get that day, because at that point I didn't know the difference between capital and profit. I didn't know the difference between all of that. It was my mom that actually started teaching me all of those type of things. And then I went. Within 2 weeks, I made like 300. Another 2 weeks, made another 300. And then I now went to 1 point something. I didn't have any record of it. But the reason why I didn't go more is because I got caught. I got caught. But that brought the idea of going into business. Next thing I did was clothing brand. I tried it, sold a few, realized I couldn't get the quality I was really looking for, and then it then started looking like, oh, I should stop, because I don't want people to start coming to me like, "Oh, Claret, you sold me this, it's rubbish." Immediately I saw the first one, I stopped. Then I left it. Time goes on. I'm getting more involved with the family business. And I realized that I have a real niche for solving people's problems. I think solving people's problems was the main thing I like to focus on because I can solve my own problems. I can solve other people's problems. My father is coming to me for advice as well on a regular basis. I think is when more people started calling my phone. How do we do this? How do we do that? That's when I saw that the hustle was turning into a real business that I could actually look at.
Yeah.
And then I have a keen eye for like making several things happen. For instance, this League 8 project that we're doing, I don't need to tell anybody what I'm doing. I'm not looking for anybody to put money inside. I'm telling people what's going on, but I keep on putting it in people's faces. But I do know that it will get to the point where someone will ask me, Claret, how can I help and how can I benefit from what you're doing? Those sort of things are the type of things that make the hustle turn into a real business when you're no longer asking for help anymore and people are coming to you to just help you because they see the value. That for me would be it.
Okay. Semilore, what was yours?
Okay, so for me, let me just start that I had my business idea at 12, but I didn't implement till I think I was 16 during COVID. And it was just my mom that she would give me phone.
Ages. 12 years ago, I was rolling tire around this video.
I had the business team, I had everything, but I just
At 12?
yes, I
No
did.
way. Me
So-
like this. You buy this wood. No one small, and then you buy the tire. Now you're using the wood to go the tire.
Funny enough, there's a fact that speaks about the fact that like the age that would have been using tabs, if the age you'd have been using it would probably be like 30. But even Gen Alphas are using it from the fact that they're 5. So it's evolution.
Yeah.
So some things that you look at as, it's new, is what we're looking at as, you don't take.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she funded my business in the beginning. Oh, please, any money, I want to buy this, I want to do this. She'll carry, we'll go to market together, I'll buy my products and everything. So I think for me, when it actually started was when I entered uni and I was looking for business opportunities. My former school, I'm an alumni now, and in CU we wear corporate shirts. I was looking for an opportunity. What do people wear? What are we wearing? We're all wearing corporate shirts, corporate trousers. So I actually started with corporate shirts in school. I had my business on the side, but I was using that. So normally I'll buy it from the market, I'll sell it ×2. The profit was a little, but it was still something. Oh, Shimi, I like your shirt. It's still.
You guys know.
And
Okay.
my opponents, or like let me say my competitors, were the school sellers too, because they also sell corporate. But why is my own different? I'm making it easier for you. I have pictures already. I'm giving you, oh, these are the pictures. This is me wearing it. This is a video of me wearing it. This is how you can style it. I'm sending it to you. You're already feeling, oh, this one is looking big, it's looking that. Instead of you going to the school shop to go and be checking in the heat, in the sun, oh, there are a lot of people there in the shops already. You might not feel comfortable. So for me, I think when I now started seeing a lot of people interested in this, I had to elevate my packaging because for my mom used to say, do not invest if you're starting small. Do not invest in your packaging like that. Let's just do something cute, but don't put so much money on packaging. So I started contemplating. So I started doing little branding to my packaging. I had to also register my business in school because I didn't want issues. They allow you to sell, but at the same time, you don't want any issues at all that could affect you in school. So I started getting people texting me, oh, even from other schools, oh, I saw you, my friend said you. So people were now believing in the dream. Like anybody could sell shirts. Why is my own different? Anybody could sell shirts. What's happening that? So I think from there I started seeing, okay, this could be a potential. So for 3 years, I think up to my final year, I stopped selling shirts because I didn't like the market price. Where I was getting it from was too expensive for me to say, okay, let me add more money to this. And I could also relate to what Claret said. I didn't ask my mom I can't remember last time I asked my mom, please, I need money to invest in my businesses. None of that. Even the new business I launched, I didn't ask her for anything. I didn't ask my parents, my dad, even. But they just said, okay, this is what you're doing. Okay, I like it. Another thing too is that people kept on asking me for advice too. What should we have a business idea? what do you think I could? How do you think I can go about it? And I give them my own piece of advice. A lot of people, especially in school, DMs, oh, I saw you do business. I actually want to start something similar. What are the ideas you have for me? How do you think I can do it? So I started seeing people believing in my own vision. Even days where I feel like I'm not even doing up to what I feel I'm supposed to be doing. People are believing in my vision. Like I said, the business I just recently started, I was overthinking. Will people buy this thing? Will people like things like this? I started overthinking. My friends were saying, I believe you. And people, when I launched, I started getting responses. Oh, I told my mom about you. We love what you're doing, things like that. I was literally in self-doubt until I just said, let me just close my eye, pray to God, Father Lord, I'm doing this. And people actually believing in the dream, and I'm getting like confidence in myself that, okay, why am I even overthinking? What is happening? So I feel that's when I started seeing my hustle as a business that people trust, people come back, they give reviews, they say, they refer me also. So it just made me feel like, okay, this is something serious, and it's not something short term. Like, I'm done after school, I'm still going to keep doing my business. Even if I start working, I'm still going to put money in my businesses and expand. So
okay, yeah, Tosin, let's go.
So for me, so just so I got the question right, you said
when did your hustle? When did you realize that, okay, you know what? Initially it was just to stop not having money, but when did it become, okay, you know what? Money aside now, I want to do this as a business.
So for me, the way I've always positioned myself is in a way that, okay, no matter whatever issue it is that you're having, I will always have an answer.
Yeah.
Right. So I have exactly. So I have a lot of friends that actually come to me for advice on business related. Some of them actually want to get into the kind of business that I do, whether it's short-lived, But one thing I've realized about people is that they don't really have the drive, and they lack consistency too.
Yeah.
That's one thing. When I first started this business, before I saw my first clients, it took well over a year.
Wow.
Well over a year. Now, and I still kept on promoting. I have an Instagram page, posting my apartments, boats, this and that. Not one client.
You be like that sometimes.
And I've had people ask me, you're doing really well now. Even if they knew what I have gone through, people only see the gold and everything, but they never really see the struggles,
the behind the scenes, everything.
Exactly, and everything that I've gone through, and I'm at a stage right now where there are 2 units that I'm actually managing, one in Ikota and one in Lekki phase 1. So at that point, when that happened, I said, you know what, like something I need to properly look into. It has gone beyond, okay, I need money now.
Yeah.
It's actually becoming serious now. So I think that was the light bulb moment for me. And ever since then, I'll just be firing on, wherever I go to, whichever event I go to, whether you're poor or not, I'll tell you what I do.
Yeah.
Even if you're poor, I'm not trying to shame anyone.
If you know who rich,
you can know somebody else and recommend me to them.
Yeah.
So just the power of being able to speak out, it's very, very important. See, one thing I always say is that you cannot be broke and shy.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
You cannot be broke and shy. You have to pick one.
Yeah.
Pick one struggle, and I don't want to be broke. I don't know about you guys, but
I
don't want to be broke.
Yeah.
So I think that was just my last moment.
Okay. So are many people entrepreneurs because you're waiting on time to get a job? Or a lot of people are entrepreneurs because they actually want to build something? Because at the end of the day, somebody still needs to work in the companies, right?
Yeah.
So the whole world cannot be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody tells me, I still believe they will always, even if you start something, you still need people to work there.
Yeah.
So at what point do you see that separation happening? Because at least for me, when I was, I was very young. I never thought of starting a business. I started a business when I was 17. I remember it was a studio. Like we're all artists back then, and I was like, oh, we should start a studio, we're just drawing for other people, and because we're spending a lot of time applying for, then we send email letters to Marvel with our art in an envelope, and the letter will take like what 6 months. You will not hear. You will get you will get the rejection letter 7 months later. It's so amazing how you just wait and you like. There were a lot of what's it called, comics company back then. But at least I felt were quite good at art and everything. So I was the first guy that started coloring comics with Photoshop among all my friends, and people were always doing. I was always like on my computer, on old Pentium, Celeron computer in my house back then. We'll sit down on it, download Photoshop, and start coloring everything. And like, okay, yes, I was inking with brush. Like I would be drawing actual what you do with pencil. I was doing with brush and ink because I was quite good at those things. And we're like, okay, let's start a studio. And we started a studio, and it didn't work out. And I just like, okay, you know what? So I got a job as an editor.
Yeah.
I think I was between. I can't remember what age I was. It was just shortly after I got a job as an editor in one firm in Michigan. Started working all that and everything. Now, but the thing was, it never occurred to me back then, because for me it was just like, I like drawing, I like comics, I like everything, so let me just keep doing it. So but eventually other things started coming, and I'm like, I don't like comic again. Now I want to go and look for money. Got a job, forgot about drawing. These days I don't think I can draw again. But I still write. I was still writing after then. I know that I was just writing script here and there and all. But the point is, where do you actually see that separation coming? Do you think a lot of people, at least, you have better perspectives on it, and basically, we need to do what we need to do now while we get a job in the bank or something, or people are actually focused on that entrepreneurship? What's your perspective?
Okay, I think I want to go first. So I feel most people now, they want to turn their talent or something they love in, like maybe their passion, into a source of income. So not everyone. But let me reiterate. You said something about being an entrepreneur, maybe wanting to be an entrepreneur, or
waiting for a job. Okay. I'm looking for a job now, but I don't have money. Let me just be doing this one.
Okay, I would say that most people want to turn their talent, what they love doing the most, what they feel they can do and deliver well, prefer to turn it into a source of income for themselves. Because even the phase after school, okay, I want to get a job. Even if you get the job, it's not everyone that can handle a business. It's not everyone that can do a business, because sometimes you just be thinking that, can you do this? Can you, like, even if you start a business, you might not be the only one that will even be able to work. You might even need to employ some people that will bring your idea from the bottom from scratch to the top and things like that. So most people, I'll say for myself, personally, it was passion to entrepreneurship. It's something that I studied business administration in school. So from GS2, I knew business administration. I had not even started my business at that age, but it's business administration. It's this, and marketing too came along the line. So that's when I said, okay, let me try and be an affiliate marketer and digital marketer. And I said, okay, this can be profitable. This is something I really love. I'm not going to be tired. I don't think you can get tired of what you love, but I just said to myself, this is something I want to go into, rather than being stuck and in the phase of what am I going to do after school? What am I going to bring to the table and things like that.
So you think a lot of people are actually entrepreneurs because they want to be? Or you think it's the
condition? I think the society. Okay, Claret is having a business now. He's making money. I'm jealous of him. What can I do? Tosin is having a business. Everyone around me is having something to their name, or they're doing something they're impacting. Then you just be there in the corner. You're just like, what am I going to do? So I feel there's also peer pressure also. So all my friends are doing something. December is here. They already have money for December, and I'm just there, and I'm trying to look for, okay, from now, this October, I'm trying to calculate, what can I do? Instead of me going to go and sell my old wigs, what can I do to? So I feel like the society at hand, everybody's in the phase of what can I do? Like Tosin said, he collaborates. If I can, maybe to start a business now, you can start a business with 50K or less. And If I'm not able to raise 50K, this 25K, Tosin, what can I do? Can we start something together? So that's already like a collaboration, and I might not have the biggest capital to start that business. So sometimes it could be pressure from society. What am I doing? I don't want to feel left out. You might not get the business idea perfect. You might not start perfectly. So I believe in starting small, from there with intentionality to grow, to scale.
So do you now think that with that being said, let's assume the society is putting pressure on you.
Yeah.
You are basically under pressure because you just feel you need money at the same time. 3, you're also just trying to feel like, okay, some people feel like I just want to solve a problem. I was one of those kids that, for me personally, I was always driven by, if I like the idea, when I see someone beside me that has done something, I don't really care about the money as much. I really just feel like, me too, I want to do something.
Yeah.
Some people are driven by that. So do you feel, what you realize that a lot of people are, you never really know the variance. That's what I'm hearing you say. That, okay, some people, they drive them, and then one day you're like, there's money, let me continue.
Yeah.
But then the others are like, we do it. If there's money in the job we get now, we go and do that one too. So, but where do you now try to build that whole, what do you think is the right movement? Is it getting more people to become entrepreneurs or getting more people on jobs? Which one is really?
I would say get more people on jobs, because not everyone can be an entrepreneur, and some people don't have they have like the short-term belief. Okay, I want to just hustle till I get a job. You're not thinking far and wide that, okay, I want to do this till forever. I want it to be a legacy. I want something that my children can carry on and things like that. So it just depends, but I'd rather be a job creator, be the ones who create jobs for people. So 100%. If everyone's an entrepreneur, who's going to buy? Who's going to patronize?
Okay, so you think if Nigeria has as much jobs available for graduates, we'll have less entrepreneurs?
Oh.
No. Wait, it depends. It depends.
No, let me come in. So I think, because see, that it's a very interesting listen.
Yeah.
2 million people come out of school.
Yes.
Do you believe that if there were 3 million jobs available, you understand, today, do you think Nigeria will have as much entrepreneurs as we have?
I do believe that. I do believe that, yes, we might still. No. See, this is Mr. Aziz.
No. I'm just.
I think it's based on your personal beliefs. Some people know they can't do businesses. I have friends that they are very talented. If it's coding, if it's skills, they are there, but they know that they can't run a business. Even if they put money in the business, the money is working for them, and they'll get their profit and everything, but they're not the ones doing the whole building the business from scratch to there. So it just depends on your mentality. Like now, I know I want to do a business. I like business. It's different from, I want to work for someone, and I'm just seeing myself as I want to work and just earn steady.
I would say this though. You put one factor, or the only factor is jobs. Now, I would say that if you go online, there's probably a stat out there that the reason why people are having a lot of businesses is because they know there's not enough jobs in Nigeria, and or the roles that they will be paying for the jobs
they'll be underpaid.
They'll be underpaid. So I'm guessing that I'm gonna say rather that if we consider all factors aside from the fact that there are jobs available, that's the best way to actually critically bring it down to say, more jobs means less entrepreneurs. But then there's another side that we as Nigerians, we are very, very exactly. We love to do different things. I know the amount of people that will tell me that, I know a few people that would, in the space of 5 years, will tell me that, they started this one, they started that one. I know someone that has a car company, but is working for oil and gas. And then under that, he's still doing PA role. I think it's with employees, but he manages them for a company in UK. We do a range of things. He's being paid very well. He's being paid very well. But just because he wants to do a range of stuff, that's his mentality. My father, he's into construction. That's the only thing he's known for the last 30 years, right? So that's the only thing he can do. My mother is a nurse. She has owned a pharmacy in the past. I'm using my family because that's the experience I can use to try and be right. I don't think it is possible to quantify it by just the amount of jobs that are available.
But let me. So, see, I always there is a point you need to separate businesses and ideas, and I always like to draw that line. See, if I work in a well-paid job, I put my money somewhere. It's okay. You know what? I own this thing. It's running as a business. Life is good. I don't necessarily own a business, and I also might own a business. My own belief is that when you sit down and you throw money at something, it's still very anybody with money can throw it at something. Businesses are entities. Their job, they survive. They outlive you. They do everything basically. So now when you sit down and say, okay, you know what, I'm doing a job, but I want to put my money. It's just investment. I just feel okay, you know, I can put my money into this thing. I'll get it back later. All those sort of things. Some people might be doing that. Now, but when you talk real entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs don't have. They are not. There's no savior. They are, ninjas that are just like, or Rambos are just standing there this and say, oh yeah, let's go. It gets bad, it gets worse. It gets good, it gets better. Eventually, everything, they are ready for everything. So a lot of times, and even that is still, so it's staged, right? There's a place where you're starting a company, it's just an idea. And eventually it evolves into a business. And then it becomes what I call a sustainable business. Because at the end of the day, businesses can exist without really being sustainable. I think I've owned a few businesses that I can say about
waste of money.
This is not necessarily waste of money, but you just know that
It's time to
something needs to change for this thing to, continue to, make an impact. If something doesn't change, you only know that you're just the lifeline. But then that's why you go on. Because you know where you're going. You're like, okay, I want to drive it to that point. Okay, can I do it? What can I do today? You start, picking one, picking two. So the real thing is that when you really sit with a when you look into the population of entrepreneurs you have in Nigeria now, the question I always ask is, what next after these ideas have, entrepreneurs, we have ideas. Then we say, okay, yes. So after you put the ideas in place, what's next?
Where's the structure?
Beyond structure, how do you even ensure the business continue? If you fell ill tomorrow, what happens?
So basically, formalizing the business, making it be able to run without you there, or having to withdraw, or pushing a large influx of money. For me, that's what would be next. That would be, okay, the idea is here. We know what we want to achieve, but we can't go from here to here in 10 minutes. We have to make sure that with every step, one layer doesn't fall. So that's the way I choose to always see. I just always say things. For example, I would use League 8, for instance. I know that the idea is probably up like $1 million deal. It could reach there. But I know that the funding I have at the moment isn't enough to get there. So what I do is I divide it into phases. What's next? And then I find a way to make one stay sustainable, and then I move on to the next one. So I know that this one is taking care of itself. For example, I put a media team in place. I find out how much I need to pay them. I find out what instructions I need to give them, what structure runs on a day-to-day basis, and then I look at it for a while and see that it's being able to cope with this. It might not cope 100%, but at least it's doing enough to do that. We can always revisit later. Then we say we want to move on to the next phase. Beforehand, we've put out all these phases because they're part of the ideas, but we need to break it down. The next phase now could be looking for players to join the project. So we look at organizing trials. On how consistently can we do it? How much does it cost? How do we get this funding? How do we make sure that it runs itself? How can we do more? Look at it for a while. We see it's working. Go back to the first one to see if it's still maintaining its structure. If it's good, you then go back to the one that you're currently working on. Then you go for the next phase. In the next phase, still repeat the same process. Never forget to check the first one. I read a book one time that said that you as a boss, you have to focus on the 20% that brings the 80% of the revenue to the company. But you have to make sure that the 80% is well covered for in terms of like the type of work that is being done. So 20% can be generating 100 million naira, for instance, now. But the 80% is making sure that all the documents that you need and all the people you have in place is working. So I need to be out there in the corporate world, negotiating in roundtables, talking to people about bringing money in. I'm able to bring that money in. That 20% is taking care of my staffs, the equipment I need to get, my fuel I need to buy, and everything. And following that concept, in Nigeria, I do feel like you need to be on ground to know what's going on. It doesn't really follow that concept. I do believe that as the person on top, you need to pay attention to every single layer because trust is a rich commodity in Nigeria.
Okay, so I think it's the other way around. I think it's a bit, people tell me this all the time. Oh, you need to be there, you need to be here. Don't get me wrong. People can be very disappointing. Let me use that word sometimes.
Very, very.
But I think it's something that is generic to people, not Nigerians. Everywhere that you put, if you put $1 anywhere in the world, put it on the table. Say nothing, turn your back. What happens?
It's gone.
Everywhere in the world. If you put $1 and say, if you take it, I'll shoot you. Turn your back.
Okay.
Everywhere in the world, nobody wants to die. So, in my own mind, I feel like there's a process I like to break down. Is that, so let's take a guy, he codes. The guy codes an idea that says, when you open your mouth, food shows up in front of you. Codes, boom. Now, in this age, that is I see a lot of people who say, "Oh, that's a good idea. Let's see how much we could raise for it." The next thing I hear, how much can we raise? Now, but that's not yet a business. It becomes a business when a certain set of people want to open their mouths and food appear in front of them. And then they are able to ask him, give me this. Now, it becomes sustainable when that money he gets from those people is able to keep him serving others. So yeah, I believe in the fact that people at the top should do different kind of things. I think I've always had a different opinion. I basically tell people I am the most useless person in almost all my team. I can be very hands-on sometimes, but half the time I'm basically useless because I don't even know what you do from morning till night half the time. It's only the only time you see me is when I say, "Alpha, where are we on this thing?"
For me, I want to suggest something. But for example, you're on holiday now. Systems are going to work for you. No one's going to. They might not necessarily call you that. Oh, there's issue in HR. There's issue there and there. But like systems definitely work. You're not going to be the first person they think, oh, there's a problem, we have to go and tell
No,
our
trust
boss.
me, they probably would. A lot of people will probably do.
But there's supposed to be someone that's in charge of those issues before they get to you.
No. So here's the thing. You see, that's a myth that I see a lot. I worked in large companies. A lot of times there is nobody that takes decisions without that guy at the top. Many times.
No, sir, I'm not saying decisions. I'm
Mhm.
saying minor issues, like the littlest
You'll be
of.
shocked how much minor issues go as long as the biggest person in the company. You know why? Because it created an environment where fear is prevalent on every job. If somebody told you, if something goes wrong today in your business, let's say you employ a salesperson, and this is something you need to basically start getting aware of. You employ a salesperson. That salesperson goes and sell some product at, she thought the cost you bought it was the price of it.
Oh,
Then she sold it, lost you almost 40% margin. What will you do?
oh, damn. I would be angry. And
No, but
what's the thing of
would you
miscommunication?
Yeah, would you keep that salesperson?
Well, it depends.
You see that statement is the reason why a lot of people don't decide anything on behalf of their bosses. If I go wrong, can I go wrong freely, knowing that I'm doing what is best for the company? Because I've never seen, there are very few people in this world that got fired because they were doing something for themselves.
Yeah.
I can tell you that for sure. Most people that got fired are doing things for the company that fired them. This is what I thought. This is what I thought. But guess what? The point I'm trying to say to you is that as you go through businesses, as you go through, if you don't create an environment where people can fail and be fine, you're not going to go anywhere.
You're not building anything.
So, because guess what? No matter how much you think you've planned your idea from beginning to now,
It will change.
I need you to look back at your life and tell me the best thing that happened to you, okay, to tell you from when you were 11 years old. Really? I always tell people things. There are some things that I look back at and I'm like, what if I wasn't there at that time? What would have happened? You go out and you're like, oh yeah, I'm this smart guy. Oh, guy, you're not. You're just one guy that was somewhere at the right time. So the point is, half the time when we go through these conversations, the most important factor is that staff that is making that decision on your behalf. The question is, does that person have a clearly written rule that says, do not decide this, that they know? You don't understand what I'm saying? Like I said, you put $1 on the table, you say nothing. It goes. What you use to build super sustainable businesses are processes that are very regulated. Okay? You in this place, you own this table.
That's what you own.
When you decide this table, I don't care. Everything you decide in that table, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But if you now jump off the table, go on the floor, and lose us money, it means you deliberately took it into your hand to say, you want to do that. But even at that, did you do it because you saw benefit for us
Or for yourself?
or for yourself? Now, I always draw 3 circles in my life. I say 3 circles. The biggest circle is a circle of the company. The middle circle is a circle of the team. And the one in the middle is you. You must always, I have a very, if you've ever seen people that talk about anybody that worked in my team, I tell you this thing. You worry about the job, let me worry about you. Because I might not be able to give you the whole world, but you can be sure that if you fall 500 times, I'm there like this. We will scream at each other, but we are screaming because we need to correct, not because, oh, get out of here. No.
Have you ever been in a situation where your employee is right and you're not?
Oh yeah, like a lot of times.
So what then happens in that?
I just say I'm wrong and I move on.
So would you say you're open-minded in that sense?
See, one thing I think the biggest talent I have that I really think is my best strength
if I tell you, if I am in the middle of something now and I think I'm the most right person, when you show me something that show me like, I think I'm not wrong. I'm gone. Oh. I will just dump that one and say, this thing, oh yeah, let's go and do it.
Very good.
Because for me, until you're able to accept that you are a human being and you don't have all the answers, you are not going anywhere. Even if you eventually go and get a job, get anything you find yourself on, just know that if there's an idea that is better, it's called better for a reason. Just carry it on your head as if it's your own. Do it when it's done, GG's. Celebrate the person, move on.
Yeah.
There is, I see, the need to win is the most toxic trait a human being can ever have.
Yeah.
Because if I feel like I need to win this argument on this table, guess what? I will not listen to you. Though you'll be talking to me, I will not listen to you.
Yeah.
I will not listen to you. You'll be talking and whatever you say, I will have a counter just to please myself. And guess what? At the end of the day,
You
we
achieve
all
nothing.
lose.
Yeah.
Because the idea that is the good one, we didn't implement it. Boom. We went with the guy that is the. So that's why for me, when I see people that are like, oh, I'm the leader, I tried. No, you know nothing. Always have something at the back of your mind. If they gave everyone in your company the same company to run, you will not have the biggest one. Most likely. If you like, you'll be surprised that your cleaner is a smarter person than you. I can tell you, it might just be condition that is making him.
Yeah.
Trust me, it doesn't. All these stories, oh yeah, I went to, oh guy, you didn't do anything. I'm not going to tell you there are not more experienced people. There are a lot more experienced people than me. But I've had my own experiences. And what I've learned in that process is that I've seen that people are very unpredictable. And an idea that starts as stupid can be the best thing to the world. The one that starts as super wise can be the worst one in the world. There is no prediction. So when I'm in a battle of business battle as I am, my framework is always, what am I? Am I lose? Am I win? If I lose, what do I do? If I win, what do I do? Because the way you are praying, both enemy, ally, everybody, they are all praying.
Actually.
Yeah, true.
So guess what? Whenever you find yourself, enjoy it and be done. But don't think you're so amazing that the world just has to bend to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, that's my own view. I just believe businesses don't necessarily need to run on one person, but a lot of business run on one person. And if you read the book about NVIDIA, they'll tell you at the end of the book, the guy said, even the whole of Silicon Valley, wherever you get, still worry about when, what's that guy's name? The CEO. When the CEO leaves, who will take over? Because the company runs so much on his
Direction.
So if people are running $4 trillion businesses on one man's direction, so you say you are small, you have structure. Which structure?
Yeah.
See, my own view, be fair to people, let people be able to enjoy themselves while they do the job.
Yeah.
But never at any time should you think you are the one that has all the ideas and life is good.
But do you believe a system like that can be created where you're not around and it can still run without you, regardless of the problem that arises?
I believe businesses can be built that don't require a single person's direction. But I also believe it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
My own philosophy of this whole thing is that the threshold for how do I put this? I think the higher your threshold for control, the more requirement on you to get things right. So if you hold control, it means that whatever it is you say people should do, I'd better lead them to do.
Micromanaging.
Right? Not necessarily micromanaging. Most people that basically businesses run through, they don't necessarily micromanage you. They just know that you can't take some decisions without them. And a lot of these things,
if you ask most companies, they'll tell you, oh, I leave them to do what they want to do. But it's more like it's not really in you to say, I don't want to I want to have a business that is only me that control it. No.
Yeah.
It's the fact that maybe somebody one day go and do something, he got it wrong. You give him K. The other guy now like, I don't want K. Decide now. No. Let's go and ask first. Is what tends to happen because when people, and it's something for me myself that I had to unlearn a lot because you find out that you get to a place and you're just angry that somebody is losing you so much money or losing you so much credibility or something, and you're just like, you know what? Your reaction speaks louder than it stays longer than a lot of other things. So before you know it, people start saying, I don't want consequences. Let me go ask him. So a lot of people start delegating back to you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you want to go on the direction of, okay, you know what, I want to run a business that can run without me. The simple thing you need to ask yourself, how much are you prepared to lose to other people's decision? But you know, everywhere I see big losses, there's also big gains. Because if people can run without you, the idea might just be what will liberate you. Because yours might just be able to liberate yourself.
The risk can both be negative and positive.
So if you control a lot, you have a chance that it is your decisions that would lead to either your success or your doom. You understand? If you control less, there's a higher chance that it is somebody else's decision that will lead to your doom, but it's also a higher chance that a lot of people's decision can lead to your greatness.
Yeah.
You understand? So one is safe, but guess what? According to the book on NVIDIA, the guy did it and made it to 4 trillion. Maybe. But even that guy has a few people. If you read the history, there is Malakowski, there's all those guys that are with him that are actually they go on their own and they do stuff and close deals and everything and all those sort of things. There is all those people. So yes, he might have run it with a lot of control on himself. But I don't believe he didn't give people freedom. Take, for example, CUDA GPUs and NVIDIA. They were done by random person that just felt, why won't these GPUs be able to do, what's it called? Academic work. Boom. That is the thing that changed the entire story of NVIDIA. But guess what? So the more I can tell anybody that if you go to any successful company that is big, it is that when you make a mistake, the company does not throw you into the ditch. Unless you deliberately left that table they gave you. Jump to the floor, go and say, how do we scatter this thing for these people? Yes, you're now toxic. Get out. So when I see controlling people, you can get that thing through.
Without being done much.
You understand? But you would get somewhere. And some people are brilliant enough, they are smart enough to be able to get those companies to certain levels. But every company that I've seen, all these large, super crazy companies, they mostly let go of control to the point that, yes, you can get us into trouble. Some people can get companies into lawsuits that can kill them. Some companies are that endangered. But guess what? Those same people can get you thousands of years of revenue. So I feel like control and risk reward they are inversely related, which means that you want crazy control, don't worry. It means level of innovation is low, revenue expansion is low,
Limited.
but loss prevention is high. You understand? Risk of bankruptcy is very low. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you want to be the super crazy guy, innovation is extremely high because people don't care they just think and they go and do. They're not sitting down thinking, what would this guy think if we do this one? What would this guy think if we do this one? I can tell you free of charge. Me, I started doing something. Everybody is like, when you call me, first thing you hear me say, is, what did I do? I must have done something for you to think I'm the person to call. But yes, if you now say, so if it is within your purview, I don't want to know how you do it. Like, okay, so take for example, my finance people have thresholds. Sometimes I was like, okay, we need to pay for this. Say there's no money. I'm like, kick back. What do you do with all the money? Is that bad? I'm not saying I have it perfect. I'm just saying it's a trait I learned in life that if you cannot buy this iPad
3 times
and not know where it is, you're not ready for you to run a structured business. You understand? Every time if you think, oh, structure is about let's make sure people can do, no, that's guidance. Leave that one. Can a guy wake up in the morning and be thinking about that business and saying, I want to do this, because he knows that he's equally, like anything that happens, he owns it himself. That's the only way you're building multinationals. That's the only way you're building companies that will outlast generations. Because I can tell you free of charge, if today you come, you bring, and this is one thing that I see a lot in Nigeria. You bring in, a guy comes now, your business, brings you sale that you've never seen before, we bring it. At the end of the month, you pay him salary. Saying, if I do it for you, I'll do it for every other person too. He will go and start his own business. You can never, you are always the last person to get paid as an entrepreneur. That statement does not mean, oh yeah, whatever is left, I share it. No. It means that the way you have a dream to send your kid to a good school, every staff you have the same dream. So guess what? Your job is to make sure they're able to keep that dream alive so they can keep your own business alive. So everybody will like, oh yeah, we paid you that thing you want. You'll be having problems, like the company will be looking at you like this. Who should you call? It's the reason why when companies get larger, they get very structured. Right? But guess what? A structured company, all this, if you go work in all this, that's why if you work in all these big paying oil and gas companies in Nigeria, the one thing beyond anything is that's getting paid takes care of your basic need. You're like, you don't have to worry about. So you work in some large companies and you're like, after you collect salary, like, even you look at the salary and like, you look at the company, but you look at the salary and like, you know, add up. You just carry name for back, but you're still living in Ajaokuta. You're telling yourself that I work for one large company, I've been there for 50 years. Enjoy yourself. When you want to go, they'll give you a clock. And say, retirement, take clock. Or they tell you 5 months payment or 10 months payment. Good luck with selling your kid how you manage to remain loyal.
Do you think those companies that do that is unfair? They're being unfair?
Unfair might not be the right word. I don't believe anybody is in business. I don't believe contracts that people go into willingly create an unfair situation. You understand? I think what happens is that there's a desperate staff, a desperate candidate, and a structured entity who understand that they are bound only by contracts. So if you put a contract in front of the guy, he's desperate, he takes it, you move it.
What happened to CSR?
CSR is about, I want to take care of people outside now. CSR is no longer, you see, whatever that name is called, it's a stunt, as far as I'm concerned. No, honestly.
In Nigeria.
Anywhere in the world. What does CSR really mean? Taking care of kids that are poor. Why don't you take care of them without taking the picture?
There's a whole, corporate social responsibility. It's broad, right? But your own internal stakeholders as well. For instance, I know all the security firms that the companies that are doing work for are paying them, let's say 50,000 naira per head. But these people are getting 30,000 naira per head, 34,000 in a month. As a human being, as I'm speaking like this, I know that maybe in 2 hours, I go back home, I probably spent like 30,000 naira alone. I have to buy fuel. Maybe I want to get something to eat. So I'm looking at that. how do you manage 30,000 naira per
No,
month?
see, I don't think you should look at companies that way. Don't look at companies in terms of are they able to pay people to keep their lives? No. I think a company can only pay what a company can pay.
But in that sense, you're saying that we need to keep their dreams alive so that they can keep our dreams alive. If a
Not
security,
necessarily, okay. Now, in this case, now I'm not saying they have to. They have decided that these guys don't have any because these jobs are jobs that are you might not see the guy in the next 50 years. You don't. He's just sitting there in one corner. So a lot of these companies don't even see the way you're looking at it.
so
They're
it
not
de- it
thinking in
depends
terms
on
of
capabilities.
yeah. They might have said in the so here's the thing: the advert of a security firm usually say the person should stay within a zone. You will see people that stay 20 million miles away come and take the job. So maybe they are paying you money that is just subsistence. And the guy that is needing transportation says, I just need a job. Let me go and take the job. Oh, he goes and take it. Then he joins the complaint group. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying underpaying people is good. What I'm saying is that a lot of times companies can only be bound by contracts. When you sign a contract with a company, you cannot go and say, oh, but then the strength of your contract now determines what you get from the staff. If I give you a contract that takes care of you and makes you feel like you are part of the business, no matter how much the value of the contract is, you will wake up every day and look for how that business will grow.
Do you believe it's every firm that should follow the mindset of, oh, what you give is what you get? Or it depends on, let's say, for instance, I run a tech firm and then I'm into coding. And like you said, I'm coding a product that's going to bring food to your mouth. And it's now having a market that's coming for it. There's millions being generated. I'm the person coding it, but you own the business. Do you believe that in that sense? But there's someone else that's opening the gate for you, for the guy to come in. Are you now saying that that owner should focus on me that's coding in terms of making me happy and leaving that security man that's opening the gate for the code?
No. Don't get me wrong. How you treat every member of staff is up to every individual. You understand? And I think our human nature have a way of our personality have a way of reflecting in our leadership styles. Some people are just large-hearted. They want to take care of people. They enjoy it. They move on. Some people they don't care. They just want to say, "You sign the contract, move on. I don't want to see you. Bye bye." Different kind of people. Now, when you pick that sort of two sort of leaders, and as you one is right, one is wrong, you are missing the picture. It's just who they are. But guess what? None of them, the guy that is large-hearted, can be saying, "Okay, I'll help you if anything is wrong." You understand? It's just because he's a good person. The guy that is, I don't care, is also not wrong because he understands that this is contract. I've signed it. Let me move on and focus on other things. So the world you cannot decide how the world will reward both of them. You understand? So for me, how people respond to contract they've signed is up to them. What I'm trying to say to you is that at the end of the day, the more control you impose on a group of people, the less the innovation, the less the expansion possibilities, the less a lot of other things.
Yes.
So it's just very inversely related. So can I go ahead and say, oh, I don't care about everything else. Let me just focus on my staff. So if they are generating revenue, I just say, oh, Lord Almighty, thank you very much. No. There are thresholds for everybody. There are things that people will see and say, okay, no. Some people will say, I want this staff to generate X, Y, Z. You don't meet the KPI. Bye-bye. It's simple. It's the reason why large companies like banks in Nigeria, for example, they are very systemic in the sense that we need money to come in. You want the job is hit this target. You cannot hit the target, thank you very much. Bye-bye. But if you hit that target, I can tell you free of charge, they would
pay you what they promise. They might not pay you more, but at least they'll pay you what they promise. So that's more the idea that I'm trying to tell you, that people with so much control don't necessarily have that exposure to super large innovation and expansion possibilities. So yeah, I believe it is possible to create companies that can run without you, but it takes a lot of, you will need to learn from experience and build processes that can stop things. Because laws are not built from theories. Every company that is building laws from theories is just wasting its own time. You build laws from experience. Oh, we did this thing today. This doesn't work. Okay, let's create a policy that can help us guide this. Oh, we did this today. This doesn't work. Let's create a policy that can help us guide. That's how you move on with this thing. So yeah, different companies would exist. If you three run companies now, your leadership stance will be different. It doesn't mean you are a bad person. It doesn't mean she's a bad person. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean you're even good. So CSR, great stuff for people. But guess what? Everything we do as companies, 99% of the time, by just saying, okay, we don't do our sure you don't do. Thank you. But yeah, let's go do other things. It doesn't mean there are no leaders that say, genuinely they are touched and want to help. That is there. But there are also some that, and they've required us to spend 2% of our income. So yeah, let's go and spend their bag. Go. My find that the whole project service, even the revenue generating profit for somebody else. You never know. And these things you say in Nigeria, they're not even Nigeria alone. Everywhere is the same thing. But we use systems to protect ourselves and let people be run free. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But I feel like CSR is just for brand image. So you're making yourself look good to the public.
You never know. Sometimes it's just it's part of it, but sometimes it's just genuine care. Sometimes some people just like
which still brings
it still brings a good image and
But okay, so another thing that basically gets me always, and this is a question I have is that why? So when you start a business these days, and every person is thinking of, okay, how do I fund it? How do I fund it? How do I fund it? Why is that a thing? I want to understand that framework. Why is it that the moment we start something, the next thinking is, how do I fund it?
Because everybody attacks the bigger picture once. Or most people like to just attack the bigger picture at
How do you
once.
mean?
If you say that, for instance, this is the idea again about we want to get the thing that would code the thing that will get food in people's mouth. There are a lot of technical processes behind that. Let's say, for instance, to even get the computer in the first place to start coding, to learn the skills and everything like that. But you don't have the money at once to even just put in that sector before you even start to pursue the marketing of it, to push it out there, to get people inside. That takes a whole budget to brand it and all. And then people are now thinking about, they want to on billboards. They want to make a whole sort of system. They want to create stores. So everybody's mindset pushes to the fact that they've increased it, they've listed it out, they've budgeted it out. They see that it's coming to $1 billion, and they're like, how do I fund $1 billion? But then you forget that these were all little bricks that were just compiled together. So you need to go back and attack those bricks one by one. For instance, now I gave the idea that about having a media team in place, first of all. But before the media team even came in place for League 8, there was a whole, okay, I need to get data for my laptop so that I can do the research I need. And all those little things also incur expenses as well. But you're taking it one stage at a time. So for me, you have to find a way to make every single layer sustainable and going back to see that, okay, it's actually working, because I believe in TQM, that's total quality management. And it means that in every single stage, you are making sure that the quality is top notch. The term actually relates to giving the the consumer its product, but it works all the way down the supply chain
Yeah.
as well. So for me, I feel like people need to get out of the mindset of, oh, to do all of this is going to cost 200 million naira, and then we cannot do it because it costs 200 million naira. And they need to realize that if they don't even have the markets for that 200 million naira, there's no way that 200 million can turn to 300 or 400. You're just going to lose it altogether.
So for me, I feel like most people, they don't want to start small. They're already looking at the bigger picture like they're already dreaming. And if you're not willing to think small, like start first, like along the line, you can innovate. Okay, you have different ideas, you put them together, and you're able to build something to that picture. But if you're not thinking long term, that you're supposed to think long term, but you're not thinking in the sense that, okay, let me just start with what I have. It covers across all, not only businesses, even as an individual. Okay, I have a skill, I'm monetizing that skill. I don't have the biggest laptop. I'm going to start with my brother's laptop till I'm able to get, not that I cannot work with my brother's laptop, but that is my brother's laptop. Let me try and use what I have to get what I need. Do you understand? So a lot of Nigerians, not even Nigerians, people in general, they don't want to start small. At least start small and just, okay, this is how with time you grow step by step by step by step.
Yeah, and I just feel like that kind of ruins the whole experience.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Some people don't want to even learn on the job. Like, you're going to learn as you grow.
True, so I agree. So I think it's just more so a thing of just embracing the whole journey as a whole, you know. Like personally, I enjoy challenges, you know. If I have everything easy for me, it wouldn't really be what's the really going through the experience, you know. So I just feel like that's beginning part of not having everything at your front door, you know. It's really important, you know, for you to go further.
No, but you know, there's a narrative globally. I think it's not new that, okay, oh, there's a lot of, you need funding, we need to expand, we need to be this, that, all those sort of things. So take, for example, you launched a business a month ago. I could tell you for sure there's a certain set of people that will sit down like, oh, you know what, that business has a lot of potential. It should be in 25 states in Nigeria. It should be this, it should be that. Don't get me wrong, it's a good dream.
Yeah.
But why do you think that's not a good thing to do? Why, if you have access to such things, why not?
Yeah, why not? I agree. I'm not against it personally.
But if you're just starting, you have not even understood your business yet. You have not looked at who is your target market. Even though those other states, who says they're going to patronize you? Who says that those other states, they're going to really embrace your product?
But then again, they're fast-moving consumer goods. For instance, you know that no matter where you're going to be, as long as you put it there, people are going to come out and buy.
You never know.
Cement.
There's some.
You know the funny thing. Let me tell you the funny. Cement people will buy, not necessarily the brand of cement you said.
I'm not saying that I'm innovating a new brand of cement.
You know, don't get me wrong. What I'm trying to say is, because she mentioned a very important point, is the fact that I think a lot of times we sell too early. Way too early. And early means, you know, until.
Isn't that a good thing? I don't know.
It's both ways. It could be good if your aim is to make money from that idea.
Okay, yeah. That's where I'm looking at it too.
So I always say I put companies in two boxes. There's what you call commodity companies. There's what you call legacy companies. Okay. A commodity company is only there for me to sell. I'm there to sell it. Boom. That's all. I raise money. So every time I start that company, I'm about metrics.
Yeah.
Average spend per user. This, that sort of thing. I just present to an investor, give me money, I walk away. Boom, bye-bye. A lot of that happen in Nigeria for them. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a viable business.
Okay.
Now, who buys a commodity company? Who is the ultimate buyer? So let's say I am a bank. I have a lot of functionalities as a bank. A guy comes up with an FX product that in the reasons I could just fit into my app and, you know, make it work. it is legacy companies that are the ultimate buyers of commodity companies. Because commodity companies are just ideas, then they throw themselves into it. But these legacy companies are more like companies that are there to say, I want to build this for the next X number of years. You understand? If anybody is going to invest in Dangote now, you're not going to know. And you're not going to do much. You're not going to scratch much of it. You need to really but the moment Dangote says, I'm doing this thing so that I can sell it to somebody, he's not going to care about whether he's selling at one price or the other. He's going to care about this is the price, target price. This is that. Impact and commodity companies don't come together. It's return. Commodity companies are about return. How do I make sure we can make 4x, 5x money? That's all. You see, legacy companies, they're the ones that innovate. They spend 5 years money on research. They don't know where it's going to. Just be researching. One day they come and say, we found one stick that can turn the world around. Oh yeah, game changer. Then they come again, they die. But they want to die. They come, I want to die, we survive. That is legacy.
How do you pitch it?
Well, you never pitch. As a legacy company, you don't care. You only care about getting your product to the consumers. You don't. Investors come every day to say, I've invested in you, they want to get dividends. They're not trying to say, you're not going to go to a Nestle and say, when are you exiting? Exit for where? Investors can exit in and out. But the company enjoy itself. But the point is, a lot of times, these companies get, and eventually the end of a legacy company is either it dies bankrupt or it gets acquired by another legacy company and it continues to go that way, all those sort of things. But people that do business for legacy, they don't care about short term. So now that's what I'm saying, it's both ways. So early on, if you sell as a commodity guy, you could get your money and move on. As a legacy guy, you sell too early, you're just handing up that value to somebody else. Because so the most important thing in any sales pitch, in any business you're starting, before you get anyone else in on anything, it's like going into a maze and you don't know the road, but you say, follow me.
Know your business first before you tell him.
So you need to first of all say, do I understand every nook and cranny of this thing? Do I get it? Okay, now can I get people to follow me on it? You're never going to walk alone. No matter if you want to get anywhere, you can't walk alone.
True.
But I feel like you need to work more with partners. You understand? That are willing to wear the same shirt with you and say, let's go. Than with bounty hunters that are just willing to get a reward and move on. Because bounty hunters only care about rewards. Partners, they are there with you. They say, we believe in your dream, we want to run with you. If they have to live along the line, they would always live. But while they are with you, they stick like this. They just join their neck to your own and then they go. So the point is, both sides is that raising money is great. It's a great thing. But it's the beginning of an episode that I don't think a lot of people would ever live to tell. Because it is extremely, it can lead to great experience, can lead to traumatic experiences. Because now who did you go into business with? So you need to know where you are before you get partners involved. If I'm building this as a commodity company, then go get people that will just buy, give you money. You sit down in the corner, you enjoy your money, you go to the Bahamas, enjoy yourself, life is good. But if you're building something you want to last, you're not going anywhere getting bounty hunters in. I did it one time. I was running this company and I got people in to say, okay, let's go do it. And I'm like, even if you want to leave anytime, feel free to sell me back shares. Guess what? No. These guys will go any length to do. So when you mismatch, it's the worst thing that can happen to you. You would literally wake up and it's like, where am I?
How do you sell back the shares?
No, you don't sell back shares. How do you mean? Explain.
So in terms of if I say I invest in some different stocks, but these are very big stocks. So whatever I'm putting in is probably not They're like Oracle, for instance. So I'm taking back my money, and I'm giving them back the shares. Is it because they already have a market for people that
No, because at that point it's now secondary market. It's no longer Oracle you're selling to. These are just people that are buying from each other, on and on. So you're just selling to anybody that is buying, really.
So other people that are still buying from
from you. So it's like, so Oracle has a fixed number of shares they issue to the market. It goes into the secondary market. From secondary market, you and I just go there and buy. So the one you are buying, you bought from somebody, not Oracle.
Okay.
Then another person wants to buy, they sell your own to the person.
Okay.
And then as you people keep exchanging, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's the value you people exchange that determines the value of Oracle. You understand? So that's more those frameworks.
So let's try and relate it to what you said now with the people that came in. If they sold their shares back, would you give them the money they initially?
Yeah, you raise the money, you give them the return.
From the business?
Not necessarily from the business.
Anyhow.
You find it anyhow.
Okay.
So at that point, so what would happen? So let's say I'd gone through with that whole thing, and maybe 5 years after the investment, we said, okay, no, it's time to exit. And they say, Amida, you want to buy it? I say, yes. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to go find money, either debt or equity from somebody, and say, okay, you know what? Here's your money. Thank you very much. Because I found, so if I mismatched it, so I put a guy that is a bounty hunter in a legacy company, what happens? I need to go find people that are actual long-term investors to give me money to buy these guys out and say, thank you, your return you've earned, and I move on with my life.
Let's say the business is already like losing money. The valuation of what they put in remains the same?
Not necessarily. The valuation goes up and down. That's why it's an alternative asset.
What money are you giving them back?
Whatever the return is, whatever the valuation at that point,
okay,
what you give them.
Okay.
So you understand. So for me, there is no. So you need to be careful how you get people into your business.
Sure.
When you want to build a company that you know, oh, I want to grow up 70 years time, and say, drag my kid by the hand and say, come and join this business. Don't get people that are looking for just how do you hit 2,000 users? How do you hit? Get people that are ready to stay
long term.
I'm ready to like, okay, you know, we believe in you, so and so. And they would always say, so, and you must always learn to protect what you own. If you want to keep owning, you need to make sure you don't get money you cannot return. You understand? If you want to be, I want to be like today now, there are some large companies in Nigeria that are owned by the founders.
Yeah.
It's because they never got money they cannot return. They never went into equity deals and say, okay, yes, I sold 50% of the company, but one day I'm still owning it. No, you don't anymore. Somebody else owns it now.
But like, how do you know the money you cannot return?
Because it's called equity.
Okay.
Equity, when you take money for equity in your hand, you have collected money. It's gone.
That's it.
Until you pay back a higher amount of money. It's the reason why early stage businesses should rely a lot. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what you're trying to do in Jupiter. Find either extremely believing networks, HNIs that you know, okay, you know what, we can pitch them this thing, they could do it, they're with us long time, they're just interested in at point X, I want to exit at this amount. How you give me the money, I don't care. Don't find people that are trying to own that value like you. But if you're trying to exit and say, this pen, I'm doing it, I don't want to produce 500. I just want to do a prototype in Kinecon E3 conference and say, somebody come and say, we're ready to invest, and I collect my $50 million, I go. Find the ventures, the P's, all those guys, because that's their job. They just want to keep recycling the value. But because to them, the product they sell are companies. You understand my point?
Yeah.
So if you go and get somebody that is selling companies as a job to come and be part of your own company that you want to own forever, guess what? You've mismatched.
Yeah.
So every time in your life, you must always remember that thing. Are you trying to build an idea you could sell or an idea you could scale? If it's to sell, find buyers. If it's to scale, find partners.
That's actually a very valuable lesson.
You understand? Don't go and run into, I want to, they are raising money in my backyard. Let me go and join them. Oh. The day after, after people announce fundraise, what happens is, so let me walk you through what really, so when you raise money from, and I think this is very important for every young, entrepreneur. When you raise money, what actually happens is this. So there are two ways to raise money. Way one, I'm going to go to a person and say, give me money, Amida. I want to collect money. Give me, Amida, money, and I will give you a certain percentage. That money is my own. You understand? That means if the total equity is, let's say, $20 million, it means before I raise the money, now me get the entire equity. And I'll say, give me 10 million. I will give you 50%. That means I am selling you my shares in the company. Boom, that's what we want. That one, you get money into your pocket. Whatever we now do with the balance of the company, God help all of us. Whether the company does not have money, you have money, it doesn't concern you. That's one. Way two is that we say the company is worth $5 million. That's why you hear people say pre-money, post-money. That $5 million is called pre-money valuation. It means that when you now bring your own $10 million, you are not going to give me the money. You will give the company the money. Now, it means that if, and I will now say, I am paying you $10 million. So let's say, 5 to 10 maybe. The company is worth $10 million. I now have $5 million I want to invest. And I'll say, I want to give the company $5 million for 20%. Now, you know that I've not sold you any shares. What I've done is that I have made it that 20% of that company that was worth 10 million pre-money is 5 million. Which means the real value of the company is 5 million divided by 0.2. You understand? Which takes you about, I think that's about 25 million. Something like that. Yeah, $25 million. Boom, it jumps it up. Now, at that point, they are not giving you the money. They pay the money into the company's account, which means when you want to withdraw it, you cannot withdraw and go and spend it anywhere. You are withdrawing and then using it to work on projects. Now, this is now what happens after people raise money. Let's say the person raised the first version of money. They collected his money, put it in the bank. They will come to work the next year as a 50% shareholder. And they decide the affairs of the company. They want to invest, let's say, 5 million. You will bring 2.5 million, the other guy brings 2.5 million. They go on. In most cases, those are partners.
Is that branded as partnership?
In most cases, but those people don't have the intention to leave you. They will invest with you. They'll do everything with you going forward. Now, you see those guys that come and say, we're giving you 25%, $10 million for 20% of the company. Boom. They've owned 20%. The first thing in everybody's head, people think he has raised money, life is good. He will now start paying staff. He will start paying himself. He will start doing projects. Guess what? Until the reason why people have another round is because they have exhausted the money. Nobody is now investing again. They now say, let's go and raise money. Let's go and get another person. That one will now come. It will now be, are we paying the guys that are inside off? Or we are doing the same second layer of investment. So you need to always, so after a fundraise, a new journey starts, which is now about making sure everyone that has given you money is able to get their return. The guy that paid you for shares is seeing something and says, okay, I want to pay you, let me own a percentage. So you take your money, you go. You will be rewarded for your work. So when you go into any sort of fundraise, the idea should be, first of all, am I owning this company to sell it or to scale? First things first. Two, if I now want to raise money, the people I am bringing into the business, are they coming to say, Amida, we need 20 million tomorrow. Yeah, take 10, bring their own 10 too. Or we need 20 million tomorrow. No, we don't have money. Let's go and raise another one. Because the journey keeps going from there. It's a journey that just keeps circling on and on. So that's why people that you find out that all these people, younger people tend to look older these days, especially when they run businesses. It's because the amount of meetings, the amount of this, that it's a whole new journey. So founders need to be more aware that, okay, great, good to raise money. But the first thing you must understand when you take people's money, it's not free.
Mm-hmm.
When you take it, you need to find it. It needs to be either multiplied, kept constant. If it's reducing, no wahala too. Both ways, but you must be able to justify every penny in it.
Yeah.
So that's more the value everybody need to have at the back of their mind.
Yeah.
I think I'm a testament of the young people getting old, looking old.
No, I don't. Trust me, I don't think so. I've seen some. I've seen my share of younger people that look older than me. I'm like, and I am almost 15 years older than you, and you're looking like this. But well, it's the way of the world. But guess what? The point, the real thing I'm trying to break down is that when we go into anything in life, we must always have that at the back of our mind.
Yeah.
That no matter what you do, value is created. Anybody that gives you something, the way you are expecting value, they also expect value.
Yeah.
So if you cannot give them that value, that's where you should start coming from.
Yeah. So before we collect anybody's money per se, we then have to find a way to. We just have to find a way to be sustainable ourselves.
Yeah.
So that what we have so far can produce X can produce Y, or Y can produce X, vice versa. 30 naira can turn into 100 naira. So we're going in for 200 million naira. It can produce 2 billion. That's the type of system that we should be looking at.
You never
creating.
really know. There are two ways to generate value. Okay. So take, for example, I buy a company from you. You didn't have any revenue, you didn't have anything. But I sold it to you that is a good potential, and you bought it. If I want to generate value for you, I can sell it as something worth way more to somebody else, and the person will give you more value as a result. But flip it aside. If the second way is to now say, I have a company that generates 1 naira today. If I take money from somebody, I can turn down 1 naira into 50 naira. And if it is 50 naira, we can now become a more valuable company. That's another way. So when you need to know where you are, is that, are you, again, a commodity company? Are you just pitching around the company? Oh, we've done this, we are now raising Series C, great stuff. You raise your money, you move on. Everybody gets paid, life is good. The guy with the new company is enjoying himself with the whole thing, no one. Or you are raising money to scale the business.
Do you not need money to go towards a legacy company in the first place?
A lot of times it's a yes and a no. You understand? Companies can grow slowly with minimal funding. Companies can grow very fast with a lot of funding, and they can also grow slowly with a lot of funding. Now, so let's put it this way. You start a company today, and you are trading one phone for the next. If you need to buy, I take this iPad, for example. I'm selling one. Every day, I buy one, I sell one. I buy one, I sell one. Now, two things will happen to me. One, there is a demand for iPads that I feel, oh, wow, I could sell 20 iPads, I could make 20x what I'm making now. So, can I get money to buy more iPads? Now, you will see a pattern. If I get the money, I buy more iPads, I generate more profit. What sort of money should you take in that case?
The ones that are looking to just raise quick money, right?
So if you go now and you take somebody's money that you give equity for a business you turn around every now and then, why? You get my point? If I am, so you mentioned you do shortlets. You have 2 shortlets now. You need to raise it to 100 shortlets. You know that if I put 100 shortlets out, my revenue will go up by, because there is demand for shortlets from you right now. You know your revenue will go up by 50x by just doing 100 more shortlets. Okay. Or 100x. I'm saying, okay, you know what? Guess what? Why can't I use money that I can return?
Loan.
So you go
So you need to understand the structure of finance.
Yeah.
But this is not a finance lesson. My point is just that don't go take money from people when you do not have, don't use permanent solutions to solve temporary problems.
Right.
In the case of this iPad, any money I used to buy the 50 iPad, I'll make it back in the next 2 days.
So don't sell your company.
So why would I sell 60% of the company for money I can pay you back in 2 days?
Yeah.
So a lot of times people just say, well, let's do a raise, let's do a raise. So legacy companies in the history of man, if you go look at all companies that are large and everything, they have bonds. Boom, boom. They keep raising family and friends debt, all this sort of thing. Or they sell very tiny sides of the companies, which is what a lot of Nigerian companies are doing at the point. Okay, so 2%, 1%, 2%, 1%. And next thing, eventually they raise a big money that is able to sell, give them a. But the point is, everybody you get in must be compensated either by dividend, exit, or some sort of way.
Yeah.
You cannot, or interest rate. You need to find the right funding structure for whatever business you're doing. So yes, it's good to think of funding. You need money, but what sort of money? The only source of revenue that everybody has in the world is revenue. The only source of funding everybody has in the world is called revenue. The whole world, even central bank printing money is revenue for their revenue is where all the monies come from, which means if you can attract the right level of funding.
I think it also answers the question I had previously about why is everybody in a rush? Because we need 20 iPads now, because at that point in time, the market is active for it. Yeah. So in that case, I could have waited it out 1-2 years, get the money I can use to buy 20 iPads. But does the constant still remain at that point in time? The reason why you're doing it. So then that answers the question about the whole procrastination thing. I know companies wanting you to get things done at a certain point in time, because you have to be proactive and reactive to the market dynamics.
It's a fair way of putting it. Yes, we need to be proactive and reactive to it, but if everybody was really proactive and reactive, nobody would shut down. I think a lot of times the guy that is staying and the guy that is running both think they are doing the best thing. The point is, both of them can be hit by a car.
That's true.
You don't
Life
see.
happens.
Yeah, true.
A plane has crashed into a home. I mean, did they think they were flying when they were? No. So you never really, it's just life will present what life presents. So the only thing you could do, as far as I'm concerned, is basically you must always maintain the fact that whatever it is you are doing at any point, you understand what you have before asking anybody to come participate. No matter what, just gain understanding. This is what I have. I own this thing. It does this, it does that, it does this. Great stuff. What am I? You want to participate? Come inside. But don't be in a rush to say, my friend raised 50 million yesterday.
Yeah.
Trust me. Your friend raised 50 million, great stuff. You don't own your friend's business. You own yours. And you must always maintain that principle.
Yeah.
You want to say something? Well, I tell you, you understand? So I think for me, that's more like the way I think about it. It's just in terms of it's about first things first, always know what you're getting yourself into, understand what you own, no matter what, and before asking anybody to come participate. And you must always know what side you fall.
I wanted to pick your brain on what you think the best way to go about structure is in terms of each individual business here. For instance, we have a lot, so let's focus on one. Let me say for myself, we go to the League 8, the project. For her, we go to her accessories, and then for him, real estates, and more like maybe actually the crisp quest. Did I get it?
Yeah.
Go to, go to,
Yeah.
Business.
yeah.
Personally speaking, in terms of what we have at the moment and what we can build, I'm not certain. For instance, I know I don't have $100 million company in that project at the moment. I don't know if it's the same for you guys. I would like to be employed, but in that case, with what we have being small SMEs, how do we attain structure in that process? Is it by reacting to all the problems we face and trying to implement solutions as we go, or is it bam, we don't see this thing online, or I don't do this research, we be like saying I would go follow come before we make everything move? How do we go about it?
Okay, so let me put it this way. Can you, if I throw this cup
Hmm.
to the sky, can you tell where it's gonna fall?
Not specifically.
Exactly. So the only thing you can do really is to say, this is the way people used to do it. I'm going to just put this blanket stuff on the table.
Hmm.
But the best structures do that and then say, okay, beyond all that, let's now start tweaking.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy that did it lives in a place where there's no generator, so he didn't put security in place of diesel. Like, every time my security man, if you steal my money, if you steal my diesel, if diesel is missing any day under any condition, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Oh, the guy that did it yesterday, we came to the apartment and we found something here. Oh, let's now make it a law. If you're leaving that place, you must do X, Y, Z. You tweak, you evolve. The same way human beings, a lot of people have been your age before in the past.
Yeah.
But you know why you are unique? Because you tweaked yourself to become
Yeah.
who you are.
Hmm.
So every day we would all learn what we learn. We'll come back with our own, oh, I see this, oh, maybe this is not the way to do it. Let me change this, let me change that. We start tweaking everything. Even two identical twins would always have two different reactions to the same problem
Yeah.
Hmm.
because they've tweaked themselves differently.
Yeah.
So no matter how, what's it called? How much structure you can get in,
Hmm.
you would never be able to get it right.
Yeah.
They've been doing antivirus softwares for how many years? Why do they have antivirus software? Because there's one guy somewhere that always pushing his virus on top of the prior one.
Hmm.
Oh, you did this one. No, in gaming, there's this thing that they call anti-cheat that is raining now. Oh, the anti-cheat is not working. Okay. When they did it, it was working. I can't, but one guy came and said, you've done this one, Abi. Turn it again. Create. So for every smart person,
There's someone smart.
there's always somebody trying to outsmart you.
Hmm.
No matter how smart you think you are, just be the bestest in the world. Don't worry. There's always somebody that is like taking you as a case study and saying, you will not win me.
So does that go back to risk analysis? Just I don't put this thing here because of the one which happened last time. I don't go put stronger door now, so nobody go break inside again.
Yeah.
Person come, instead of breaking inside, they're gonna go find another avenue, enter the same place.
In the story.
Business seems like a very, very simple thing when you're just thinking about the idea phase of it.
Oh, yes.
Just the idea phase. When you get inside, aside from the fact that you're actually in it, do you not have comments about, is this thing generating money now and all this? I've had a lot of things with my parents in terms of the type of ideas I have. I know that I don't want it to just be quick. I believe in the fact that if I start something along the line, other people would find it contagious. It's gonna come back to me. That's the same way, and that's the way I've lived my life, and that's the way I, so to speak, make money. I don't tell people this is what I do. I do it for other people, and I get referred, and then even that same person can't come back the same time for a free service. He would know because of the quality I'm able to give, they give it back. How do you think we should deal with the fact that, let's say, people around us, family, friends of family, see the immediate, oh, we're spending so much money on trying to get the capabilities in place. And that's another question I want to ask. Dealing with the fact that Nigeria doesn't really have a lot of capabilities that the West offers, but we want our ideas to show light. I had somebody like telling me that, oh, they have a very creative idea called the don't know if I'm let's say the car doctor, for instance, and different things, showrooms, you have a whole exhibit, mechanics working, where you have a whole glass to like look at them, just something creative. But all those sorts of things, the equipment for it, you have to import it down, and some of it aren't available unless you have to make it. So first of all, you have to spend money on putting the infrastructure in place, but that costs a lot of money, and you know that's a long-term deal to make that money back. So you might not be actually profitable until you make that money back. So profit might actually be a cost of years to go, but you're counting profit from what you brought in and then what you're now selling. Two questions there is that how do you feel like we should deal with that type of aspect, spending money when money isn't coming in, and your parents telling you that are you sure you're not going to leave this thing alone? There's no money coming from it, so I don't know why you're spending so much money and you're not making it back. How do we deal with that? And
well, for the parent one, I will say everyone is defined by their own experiences. Everyone. And everything we say is based on the data we have. Do you think if your parents had a neighbor or 4 neighbors whose sons had done the same thing and made money, they will tell you not to try?
No.
Why are parents not telling their kids to stop football? Despite the chance being 0.0000%. Because they've seen a kid that has done it before. So we are all defined by our experience. We are all defined by what we've been and what we are. So your parents will always speak based on the data they have and what they've been. So that's for sure. I would never really worry too much about that. Some parents are risk takers. So if they need to speak to you, they're like, oh yeah, go ahead, go for it. Some parents are like, no, don't do it. You understand? It's their experiences. Now, coming back to the fact that spending money when money is not coming, is one of the biggest, in my opinion, problems that I think I've seen. I think it was Dangote that said something first. Said before doing anything, trade first. If your first deal is to go into a business to spend money without getting money back, you might be setting yourself up for doom.
Most times, I think so. There's no guarantee.
No, but I'm not saying that there's no way to sustain what you're spending money
No,
on.
it doesn't matter. Even if you have trillions of dollars behind you, you understand? A loss is a loss, even if it is tiny. The point is, the first thing in the center of this scenario would be trade first. Trading gives you data. I have the mindset that I want to do, what's it called? A simple example. Let's say we rent cameras. It's a very easy one. I want to go into the business of renting cameras. Am I going to go spend my money buy cameras now? No, I don't think you should. What I would do is I would set up a camera rental company. And I'll say, come to me.
I'll find you a camera.
When you say you want FXCs, I'll go and rent FXCs for 40,000 naira. Give it to you for 50,000. Now, I know that in the next 5 months, I'm going to be able, if I can say to myself, there are 300 people I lease equipment to every month. And you say, you know what? Maybe I should get 2 cameras. Maybe the market will direct your investment. A lot of times we do investment that the market has not accepted.
But what if there's a market for it? But like I said, the capabilities for it.
You never know. Anything that is constrained is not yet. See, there can be, if there is a skill that if we had, we will be able to sell. It means we don't have it now. Nobody is buying it now. That means there's really no market for it yet.
You don't understand. Let's assume if they were pimping cars in Nigeria now, we will all be pimping our cars. Let's assume that's a reality.
Yeah.
But guess what? We are not pimping cars.
But
There is no pimping car in Nigeria. And we are just there. So guess what? If you start it today, you will now need to teach the market. You will need to test. You will start going through all those things all over again. So the first rule remains trade first. Now they know that there are almost millions of consumers of phones in Nigeria. If you set up an iPhone shop in Nigeria and Apple says, okay, I'm putting a factory here. Yes, maybe they might sell. Because you can now gauge the market. But, oh, I'm sitting down here. I have these crazy ideas in our head. Oh my God. It's like once you do like this, the world will just line up. They will kill themselves for that idea. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, start it. They're looking at the thing like this. That more. Where are the people? Where are the people? Until one day you just start saying, you know, they do again. So you have to always understand that life doesn't fall into that sort of single straight line. So when you spend money without getting anything back, you're taking a risk. Yes.
Yeah.
It might work.
it might not.
It might not work.
But doesn't mean
again,
it's bad.
everywhere there is a big loss.
There's a
There is
bigger
most
gain.
likely a big gain. Trading is not going to give you a big gain. You trade it, great, but you get data. But it is safe. Loss is minimal, revenue is minimal. But if I invested in 300 cameras and I suddenly found out, I'm like, oh wow, I have 1,000 people.
Yeah.
I'm flying.
There are lots of things that have been said here that this episode really needs to come out so that I can document it again.
So I have something to say.
Yeah.
So do you think it's better for you to know your target market first, or you find a market, then you tailor your product to their needs?
I don't think you can do any of those two things. I don't think you can find a target market. I don't think you can find a market.
It depends on the would I say the demography.
Let me
So
explain what I mean. Hold on. You want to sell wigs, for example.
Yeah.
Who is target market? Women, I mean. Women between age of this, that. But what you've not done is that you've not known how many women will give up their wigs for your own. You can't find a target audience. You start. Then you
find out.
The product will find its own
Target.
eventually.
Yeah.
Everything would find water. It said water always find its own level.
And sometimes the target market that you even had in mind may not even be what is the real.
If I show you my presentation library, the amount of presentations I have done in my life. Oh my God, we'll do it like this and then yes, amazing. Then the business starts. No, honestly, let the business start.
Reality may be different.
Yeah,
It is not always maybe, it is always different.
Yeah.
You go like this and you look at the presentation and say, what did we do here? Do you know how many businesses that we've run from fundraising for that were like, oh my, this is day two. Chill.
Oh man.
First of all, look at the owner like this.
So if we know the reality of those sort of things, that whatever you present might not lead to what you're saying, what's the point?
Here is the thing. It also led to what people are saying. So the point, and it comes down to one thing. Why do people that fund businesses like presentations? Because what basis will you say you funded it?
So just how it looks.
Simple. Why do people pay almost $1,000 just to do a pitch deck? Why don't you just go into it and say, I am running the business, I just making pure words and go and present it? Since when did it become about art that will present businesses? Pitch deck people are now super crisp, amazing. I'm like, I can't even do presentation these guys do again. Meanwhile, I am this careless guy that just want to say, the people come and ask me, we want to invest your business. Like, but this is the presentation.
Well, you personally, would you still create a pitch deck?
I have raised $50 million and I didn't make a single present. They made a presentation in the company. I didn't even care. I just showed the one I raised. I am the laziest fundraiser you will find. Not because I don't want to raise money, but because I can talk a lot. So my presentation can look not so nice. But when you put me in the room, you don't finish. We know that we will talk. So that's more the point. The point is, but these guys are not like, they can talk and oh my God, it's looking so amazing. The guy came one day with best friend and we lost all the money. And I told my guys, I said, if that guy came today again, we'll still lose our money again. Because I was so sure that we're gonna do it again. Because it was it was like a song. I was just like halfway. We don't even know what we're going to do. But some people are just that gifted.
Yeah.
Me, I am just this roughneck. I show up, I will look like this, and I'm like, okay, this is what I have. I've been lucky enough to find people that believe in me sometimes. The point is, not everybody is lucky. Not everybody. So people hedge up that luck by trying to be nicer, by trying to look crispier, everything. Yeah. But the point is, to come back to your question, is that when you have an idea, the only way you test it is to start it.
Yeah.
You don't like, if you like, according to, let me give you one example. We used to gather statistics about diesel prices one time in my life. And we'll go prediction A, we'll do presentation, prediction. Guess what? There is no time we're correct. No time. And we'll still do it the next year. Because on what basis did we assume the diesel prices? That's the idea. You understand? So every time we go into this whole thing, we need to always have the understanding that whatever we're doing, our ideology must always follow under the fact that we've done our best diligence, we've done all we can do. We're strapped up for what we know. But if reality presents us something else, we'll adapt.
There's a name for it, something risk. The risk that you can't prepare for, just like COVID-19. Until it shows itself. That's when you know how to react. Everything that you're aware of, like if COVID-19 happens again, everything will be proactive to ensure that doesn't happen. But there might be Ebola 3.0 next tomorrow, and then you have to be reactive.
You don't know how to combat it.
So yeah, really, guys, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
And I think we've had a good couple of hours. And I think for me, it's been one of those episodes that I feel we need to spend a bit more time doing this.
Yeah.
So I feel the world is now evolving very fast, and the best we could do is at least try to offer as much guidance as possible. Now we can do it. I believe in the fact that the young minds we have these days are very bold and are ready to take risk and ready to commit themselves to goals, and that's why we need to start having a lot of input as much as possible on how to guide this sort of thinking. And I appreciate this thing, guys. I really, really appreciate the engagement. It's really been great. So yeah, again, it's been not motivated. Thank you guys and see you next time.